All right, here we are. 9 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for the StreamYard edition of In the Paint. Okay, In the Paint Media Group. That's us. I'm R. Jones, your host slash moderator. Joining me today is my man Chandler. How you doing tonight, Chandler?
I'm good, man. How's everybody doing?
All right, everything's good over here, brother. Everything's good over here. Thank God for that. You know what I mean? Now we got a real live show tonight. I know the NBA playoffs is on. I get it. People can't do two things at once, but participate with us and also look at the game. I'm watching the game my damn self. I got it right over here in the side. I just
Yeah,
glance over and see the score, whatever. I'm sure you got similar setup. You know what I
that's
mean?
why I'm sitting in the room tonight instead of the office.
It's smart man, smart man. Now, like I said, we got a pretty good lineup tonight, man. We're gonna talk about the one of the greatest Mets ever, is the passing,
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Seaver. God rest his soul, and condolences to his family, his friends, the baseball community, especially the Mets, have lost a huge one. Tom
hmm
Seaver passing away at the age of 75 years old. God rest his soul. Due to I think it was COVID, and also it was something else with him. If I'm not mistaken,
And
it
he
escapes
was
me at
dealing
the
with
time.
dementia. He was dealing with
Dementia.
dementia.
Thank that was the one. He was dealing with dementia, but there was some complications even from the COVID-19
Yeah,
as well that led
yeah.
to unfortunately led to his demise, man. And I was just talking to Chandler about this, and I think we see our boy coming on right now. Just give me a second while we deal with that. Uh, Mr. Dominic, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen.
All
What's up,
right, all
Don?
right.
The first time I did this in my house.
That's right. You're not outside as usual. Exactly. I see that. I
Now,
see that,
now I
brother.
can set it up.
It's,
The, wi- the wife let you in the house? She let you in the house?
she let him in the house. He
Funny
messed
as
up.
shit.
He messed up his cooking. That's why he messed up on the recipe.
Oh, okay.
She
Oh,
banished
okay.
him out of the
I
house.
got
That's why.
jokes.
You know. Listen, Dom. Chandler and I were just talking about the passing of Mets legend Tom Seaver. Man, I was telling Chandler before the show. Man, I'm a Queens guy. I grew up in Hollis, Queens. You understand? Literally 10 to 15 minutes away driving from Shea Stadium, and myself, my best friend at the time, David Sanford. I'm sure you guys know him. He comes on the show from time to time. We would frequently go out to
Yeah,
Shea Stadium and watch games, man, together. You understand? And I was telling Chandler, I was fortunate enough to see not just Tom Seaver, but a lot of Jerry Kuzman as well. You
Ah,
understand? This brings up really deep childhood memories for me, and to hear of his passing, it really kind of like broke my heart. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was almost heartbroken as the day when the Mets foolishly traded away the franchise. You understand? We were just talking about that
yeah,
too. It was unbelievable. It was like, yo, I'm waking up to the Daily News, look at the back page, like, yo, are they fucking serious? you, you know,
for
it was
pennies on the
ridiculous, man.
dollar.
Oh, it broke my heart, man. It broke my heart. I was looking. Let me tell you something though. I was looking at Steve Henderson like, okay, you better be one of the best Mets of all time. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna come on, because that shit didn't make any type of sense to me whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Trying to
yeah,
get away from the light.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It was,
Sorry.
gotcha. Yeah.
yeah,
You
it
know.
was, it was crazy because even as a
Mm-hmm.
Yankee fan,
Mm-hmm.
Seaver was
Mhm.
an institution. He was like, you can have the arguments with the Met fans. We used to have our arguments, whatnot, what's better. But Seaver was never part of that conversation. Like
Right.
it was never Gidry's better than Seaver. It was like, you know what, we had a Whitey, we had our there were certain pitches that we didn't have those conversations about because you knew that they were better than everybody else. Like Seaver
Mm-hmm.
was in that class with Whitey Ford. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no talking about who's better. It was Whitey Ford is great. Tom Seaver's great. They're greater than everybody else. Everybody else take a back
Right.
seat to them.
Right.
So you respected Seaver and you loved him even as a Yankee fan
Mm-hmm.
because he was New York, man. I mean, you see him, and he got the dirty knee. And I mean, like I said, even as a Yankee fan, if you're a kid and
Right.
you're a pitcher on the mound, you trying to mimic Seaver's motion. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get
Mm-hmm.
deep and get the long stride and get that knee down, and his knee hit the ground, and
Yeah.
and it's crazy because the Mets traded him, and to this day, you know what I'm saying? I hate all of the guys that got. I can't stand Doug Flynn. Never met the man. He's probably nicest man in the world. Can't stand him. Steve Mason, I kneecap. You know, and it's not their fault, but you know
Right.
what I'm saying. But I'm a kid, man. Come on.
Exactly.
But it's and what bothered me, and we talked about this a lot of all the time, was how the
Mm-hmm.
Mets, even before the dementia, never had him around. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
young pitchers and young players could get to know the real tradition of the Mets as winners.
Mhm.
You know,
That's right.
so
Excellent
and
point.
now
You're right.
we can put the Mets now. So, but yeah, it's sad, man. Like I said, even as a Yankee fan growing up, man, Seaver was a guy I missed. You know, hell, I watched him throw three. He won his 300 game with the White Sox against the Yankees, and I was
Right.
rooting for him to win that game. Okay, I wasn't rooting for the Yankees. Like, oh, root for him.
Right. Let me tell you something. You just touched on something. The fact that the New York Mets and that the management never really kind of embraced him and brought him around to young pitchers. I mean, my thing that threw me for a whole loop, Chandler and Dom, is the fact that, yo, why is Tom Seaver doing broadcasts of Yankee games?
Thank you.
I just never understood that whole thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he cross town? Why isn't he where he should be in Shea Stadium? Why isn't he in City Field? I mean, I know he's older at the time by the time City Field broke ground or whatnot, but why isn't he at Shea Stadium? Why does he have a booth there? A permanent booth there. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. You know?
I'm a really show my age. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in Throgs Neck. From where I lived, there used to be this place called the Dump. Actually, it's a Trump golf course now over by Ferry Point Park in the Bronx.
Okay.
We used to walk across the Dump, catch the Q44, take us to Main Street in Flushing. Sometimes we would hop the train to go to the next station, or we would just walk. It wasn't that far of a walk.
Right.
And that's back in the days, guys. I don't know. Y'all probably ain't that old, but Chandler might remember.
I remember too. Let me tell you,
Chandler
you ain't that far
remember. Remember the milk boxes, and you got a free ticket to go to the game.
Yeah.
Me and my boy.
I'm up there. I'm up there with you. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I remember that.
Me and my brother Art would get on there, and you know you had to sit in the nosebleeds.
Of course.
But we'd sit in the nosebleeds. We'd be smoked by the seventh inning. I mean, that was the thing to do. And you know what's funny? I grew up in the Bronx, and it was actually easier for me to get to Shea than it was Yankee.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, you were by Throgs Neck. That's why.
Right. I used to have to get on the bus, to the train, from the 6 to the 4, and it was, it was really chaotic. We used to walk maybe 20 minutes across the Dump, jog across the intersection because the Whitestone Bridge was right there.
Exactly.
There was a hotel. We used to catch the bus by the hotel, get on that, go over the bridge, and go to Shea. And I saw, come on, they had Seaver. Then they went Matlack, Kuzman, Tug McGraw. I mean, as a kid, you got to remember though, guys, when I was a kid, it was almost during the Yankees, let's just be honest, guys, bad times.
For sure.
Where the Yankees was just about a joke in New York, not the Mets. The Mets was at least fun. They were new, won the World Series 7 years into existence. And then came that time with that lady. What was her name? Joan. Oh, man. The owner. It was a female.
Joan Payson.
Yeah.
Joan Payson.
Right. And at that time, he was only asking for maybe $225,000 a year. And, the Mets, being the Mets,
Jesus.
He was 37, 38, 39 years old. But the part that hurt me as a New Yorker is he had to go somewhere else and win his 300.
Right. That's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing that bothers me.
That
Chicago.
hard to swallow.
Chicago
White
Sox.
His 300th game with the
Exactly. That bothers me too.
That hurted me the most. I mean, Seaver was the Mets. I mean, you could say the Strawberries, the Goodens. I ain't gonna put Gary Carter and Keith Hernandez in there because they was like, come-alongs. But Tom Seaver was the Met franchise. I mean, come on, look at the team they won with. Seaver, Kuzman, Tommy Agee, Cleon Jones, Don Clendenin, Ed Charles. I mean, but you knew Tom Seaver.
Let me tell you something real quick. Hey, what's up, Bishop? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on, fellas?
All right. As you hear, we're talking about Tom Seaver, the passing of him at age 75, and his great accomplishment, his accolades. And that's one thing I was about to say. In response to my man Dom, is the fact that you brought up like Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden and whatnot. Let me tell you something. You see what's flashing right there on that screen? 3-time National League Cy Young Award winner, 12-time All-Star, 1976 NL Rookie of the Year, among many other accolades, bro. I don't think. I'm sorry, and I love Darren, I love Doc, but they're not reaching that. I'm sorry. I keep it real. That's why the man was called the franchise from Giddy Up. You understand? And he represented that. I'm just saying he represented that. You understand? Yeah. And nobody can tell me different. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. So go ahead. I'm sorry, Bishop. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm listening. I'm
I'm
learning.
And what's weirder is
I'm leaving my words.
You think a guy like Seaver, you know, on the, I guess, the cusp of a Sandy Koufax. You know, as great as Sandy was, he didn't play long.
Right.
But then here comes Seaver and all of these other stud pitchers, especially with the Mets. The Mets have always had a history of having great pitchers. And it started with Tom Seaver.
For sure.
Tom Seaver was so good, the Mets let Nolan Ryan go. Think about that. Think about that for a minute.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying. Now Nolan became Nolan.
Seaver,
Seaver years later. But nah.
Yeah. What was you got to say, Chandler? Go ahead, buddy. Chandler?
Hey, Seaver, when you start talking about some of the greatest pitchers in the history of baseball, the conversation within the first 3 names, Tom Seaver's in there.
Right.
You know, when you start talking some of the greatest pitchers ever, Tom Seaver's in there for some of the first 3 names. You know, especially when you talk right-handers. You start talking right-handers, it's Seaver, it's Clemens. Who else, you know what I'm saying? Those are the first 2 names.
Bob Gibson.
We can talk about Cy Young guys like that.
Right.
Yeah, you know, we talking about guys, say, from basically 50s on, right? You got Seaver, you got Clemens, you got Bob Gibson. Right. That's the Mount Rushmore. There's not even a 4th on their level. As far as I'm concerned, there's not even a 4th level.
That did it that consistently. You had, and please don't take this the wrong way, guys. Nolan Ryan had his peaks and valleys. Let's just be honest. He had his peaks and valleys. Nothing against Nolan, but he had peaks and valleys.
Right.
Seaver, Gibson, Clemens, they didn't hit very many valleys. And again, Tom Seaver played for the New York Mets, who had enough of their own peaks and valleys, but you still had Tom Seaver, just like Bob Gibson. Gibson suffered quite a few years with St. Louis. You know, it wasn't like they always had stellar teams, but they had Bob Gibson.
Right.
So yeah, you're right, Chandler. That's a pretty good Mount Rushmore of right-handers. Yes.
For sure. You know what I mean?
And one more thing, we can't even do it no more because these guys ain't pitching like that. They're pitching 5.5, 6 innings, and
that's it.
You know, maybe Mariano could go on Mount Rushmore of the new wave of pitchers. But
other than that,
you can't do it no more, guys. There's no more starting pitchers.
No, that era is unfortunately dead.
Yes.
You understand? I don't see it coming back. But that era is dead. You know, and a shame because we saw some really good pitching performances, some outstanding stats. You understand that we'll never see again. More than likely. It's ridiculous. It's a shame.
It's weird, guys. It's weird going back to how old we are.
I'm sorry, Doc.
No, I was just telling it's weird when we go back. You too, Chandler. When we go back that far, I mean, how many guys could even name? I'll say 4 guys on the Mets 1969 World Series.
Not too many.
Think about it. I mean, not too many guys can name 5 on the 86 World Series.
Exactly. And you would think that'd be more memorable. To be perfectly honest, you would think so.
Exactly.
You know? Listen, again, my here at In the Paint, our deepest condolences to the Seaver family, their relatives, and of course his close friends. You know what I'm saying? It's a huge loss. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a little moving on. Still staying in the lane of baseball, we're gonna go to the crosstown side. Okay, we're gonna hit the Bronx, and Dom. I'm sorry, brother, but I gotta bring it up, dude. Man, there are some legit concerns about the Bronx Bombers and their quest to have their 28th World Series championship. It's I don't know, man. It's looking bleak this year. It's kind of looking bleak at best. I hate to tell you, and I know. Yeah, go ahead, Chandler. Go ahead. Bring it up, man.
For 28. There's no quest for 28. And we talked about this. Hal Steinbrenner lowered the bar 3 years ago. Right. Nobody noticed. You have a team full of guys, and I talked about this. I think it was last week or week before last. Matter of fact, the game they won against the Mets where Aaron Hicks hit the home run. Okay, you're down. I think it was a run because they wound up winning by 2 with the home run. So you had a wild pitch. Tyro Estrada scored. You still had a guy on base because he had a 2-run home run. And all you got, guys on second. All you need is a base hit. Aaron Hicks is swinging from his damn heels. Now he happened to catch up to one, and then he pulled, and it barely made it over the fence. Okay. I mean, it barely made it. But here's the thing: the entire at bat, he's swinging from his heels. You constructed a team full of guys who are boom or bust. Okay, you can't get a base hit to save your life. You're wasting pitching performances. Oh, and by the way, the Toronto Blue Jays have come into their own. They're kind of good. The Tampa Bay Rays, their pitching is kind of good. That the reason you keep losing to the Tampa Bay Rays because you're getting hits. You can't get a damn base hit when you need one. But keep telling about Luke and his home runs. Yeah, Luke Boy keeps hitting solo shots. Here's a thought, okay? Because see, home runs are rally killers. Give me a single, a couple of doubles. You know what I'm saying? Another single, and then a home run. We got something, okay? But one home run every 3 innings with nobody on base, we're losing games. Okay, they just struggled tonight to beat the Baltimore Orioles. All right, they had to go to extra innings to beat the Baltimore Orioles, a team we have owned. When they when you talk, what's gonna happen when you get to the playoffs? If you can't get hits against the Baltimore Orioles, whose pitching honestly is trash. Now they're young. Some of the young players, the hitters, are starting to hit. So they're winning some games, whatever. And they're on the cusp actually of making the playoffs in this iteration of baseball. But when you can't get base hits against the Baltimore Orioles, that's a problem. Everybody keeps hurt. You keep screwing over Miguel Andujar, but now that Urshela finally is on the DIL, Andujar will finally get a chance to get consistent at bats. God forbid you use him. You got this kid Clark Schmidt, who you won't add to the 40, who you just added to the 40-man roster. But go ahead and keep running Louis damn Sessa out there. We know what Louis Sessa is. Okay? Stop it with this nonsense. But see, what they keep telling us is, well, when we get these people back, you took John Collins and then turned him into a shell of himself because you won't let him play the field. All right? Aaron Judge can't stay healthy. He sneezes and goes on the damn IL. Listen, Hal Steinbrenner lowered the bar, man, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah.
If we was talking basketball, guys, and trust me, I hate saying this, but since Bishop's here, we'll throw some basketball. If Aaron Judge was in the NBA, would we not be talking about the big man's disease?
Yep.
I mean, we're talking a 64-game season, guys, and he's on the cusp of missing half of that.
Yep.
It's sad, and the scary thing about the Yankees, out of their 16 losses, half of them, if not one game, over half of them have been to the Rays.
Right.
Think about that. They're not far behind the Rays in the loss column, but 75% of your losses are to them.
There you go.
This is where that regional play is, because when you look at it, guys, of course, you know I study and write notes. You look at it, the Yankees have given up 52 home runs. 52 home runs. And 103 walks. That's a recipe for disaster. Even Cole, I forgot how many home runs he's given up this year.
Yep.
Their ERA is their ERA is 4.40. That's mid-level Major League Baseball nowadays. I mean, you got the Indians, the surprise Indians, and the Dodgers. They're the only ones in the twos. But I'm just to the point now, guys, and believe me, you know I'm a Yankee fan. I ain't giving up.
I know you are.
But this Aaron Judge thing, Ooh.
See, I told y'all. People laughed at me on Twitter. You understand? Not everybody, but I'm being, going overboard. But not everybody. But people thought I was bugging when I said, watch this guy with his injuries. Watch this guy with his. I even said to an extreme. This was being extreme, but I compared him to freaking Greg Bird. I really did.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, it hurts me to say that. I'm a Yankee fan as well. Believe it or not, Dom, I really am. But it hurts me to say something like that because I don't want to say something like that. I don't want to make a comparison between him and Greg Bird, man. Because we already know what Greg Bird is. You understand? That's just what it is. I don't want to consider or even put Aaron Judge in that category. But it's scary.
Have to.
We gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it a buck, man. Because my thing is that this every time I'm looking around, I'm hearing about this guy being injured, and for a good period of time. So I'm like, all that talent, you know what I'm saying, and all the excitement, and here comes the Judge and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
The weird thing about Bird is if we go back to them misdiagnosing his injury. Effing up a part of his body that wasn't effed up in the beginning because of some bizarre surgery.
Right.
This kid had one of the sweetest swings in baseball. When you look at just pure swing, he was, and then what he did in the playoffs that year.
Right.
Comes off the DL a year and a half, and he comes back with that. But Judge, I just can't put my finger on him because, guys, it has gotten so bad. I don't even know what part of his body is hurt this time.
Exactly.
To be honest, I done gave up. All I know is he's hurt.
Right.
I don't even know what it is.
And the fact he just came back not too long ago.
I don't even know what
you understand what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck,
I have to ask Chandler, what part of his body is hurt this time?
It's the calf again, because he rushed back. Okay, he rushed back and literally hurt the calf. The same game he came back. He came back. I think it was last Saturday, and got hurt in the same game.
Right. Which makes no sense.
Unreal.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And now it's a tear because before it was a strain. Now it's a tear.
Yeah.
So now it's considerably worse, obviously. Right. You know what I mean? Yep. It's ridiculous, man. I'm just we're
halfway through. We're halfway through the season, guys.
Exactly.
Believe it or not. We're halfway
I'm telling
through
you,
the season.
This is why I wanted to talk about this. In their drive to get to championship 28, the big thing was the whole Garrett Cole. And once they signed him, everybody's like, oh my God, that's it. They're the favorites. They've addressed their pitching issue. And really they didn't. And another thing that bothers me, and Chandler, you're going to be with me 100% on this one. They did nothing with this trade deadline. Sat on their hands and did absolutely nothing. I just don't understand. But then again, Chandler, you hit on the head. Hal Steinbrenner. Yeah. Hal Steinbrenner. That's the reason right there. He doesn't want to win. His thing with winning is making the playoffs, getting bounced, and that's it. And let me not forget winning a lot of games during the regular season.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Seattle Mariners were offering Taijuan Walker for peanuts. Taijuan Walker has a plus arm. He has a plus sinker. This kid has talent. Now, in Seattle, he's had some injuries. And when he's had some opportunities, he's struggled because, listen, Seattle stinks. Let's be honest.
Right.
But this kid was one of the prime arms available. You keep running J. Happ out there to throw up trash, but you wouldn't give up. I think it was Toronto got Taijuan Walker basically for nothing. Okay? There were players to be had. You let Starling Marte go to one of your competitors when you could have got Starling Marte because Aaron Judge can't stay healthy. Okay? Right. Brett Gardner's 8,000 years old. Aaron Hicks. Have you watched Aaron Hicks run? He hits a ball and he jogs. He doesn't even run hard because he's worried about hurting something when he's running. You won't play Clint Frazier. Okay, you won't play Florio. You could have got Starling Marte. But no. Let's keep, with Luke Voigt. Hey, Luke Voigt's made a lot of home runs, man. This is, look, I've been saying this, and I've been saying this, and everybody kept telling me I was wrong. The Yankees are not trying to win the championship anymore.
Right.
And until Brian Cashman and those launch ankle clowns are gone, this is what we can expect from the Yankees. Regular season, we'll win 100 games. Guys will hit a lot of home runs. we'll make the ALCS and we'll lose.
Yep. That's it.
I'm confused with the Andujar situation because you got 1,001 injuries. You told us in the first spring training before the COVID that they were playing him everywhere, including handing out peanuts.
Right.
And he's still not in the lineup with all these injuries. You're not telling me he fell off that far. I'm sorry, not with that pure talent he has. Right. Let's just be honest. I mean, this kid, and I'll tell you what, guys, because I'm a baseball guy. Everybody laughed at Machado for going to San Diego. But I remember saying, these guys have a farm system. They got some studs coming up in that farm system. Win, lose, or draw, guys, they're fun to watch.
Yes.
And they're only going to get better.
Yes.
Believe me, if it wasn't for the Dodgers, we'd be talking about they're going to make the playoffs. And
absolutely.
Everybody's going to get a chance then to see them. Because they are fun to watch. I don't care. People call them cocky, hitting grand slams when you're up by 40 runs. I don't care. Baseball needs that. Baseball needs that cockiness. These guys are going to be trouble, fellas. And they may be trouble when they get to the playoffs because they'll have had 64 games. Ooh.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Like I said, man, the Yankees. That's it, man. I mean, I don't even know what to even add commentary wise or whatnot, for these fans such as myself, to get them to disbelieve that, the ownership doesn't want another championship. As crazy as that may sound. But take a look at the moves. Take a look at the moves. Their one great hope is, when we get, they say the same damn thing. When we get healthy, when we get this guy back, when we get that guy back, everything's going to be, you know what I'm saying, magically change and shit. No, it's not. No, it's not.
But in all fairness, again, in a layman world, it is sort of true. I mean, with all the injuries they've had, again, but the only oxymoron to me trying to defend it is, it's the same guys.
Right.
If R got hurt last year and Bishop got hurt this year, but R's back in the lineup, but it's the same
it's
guys,
the same
man.
shit, man. Come
and
on.
It ain't like they're, 30-year-old journeyman. These are 20-something-year-old dudes, man. That is going down like Vietnam.
But you know what, Dom? While you say it's true that they have a point in saying that, here's the issue with me is, dude, okay, it may be true, but the thing is, though, you're gonna rush guys fast. Too bad. I can't speak. You're gonna rush guys back too damn fast. Is what I'm trying to say. And then what's gonna happen? I.e., Aaron Judge. Same shit is gonna happen. We could change the names of the player, but it's gonna wind up the same freaking way. I'm telling you, man. That's a fact you can't deny. You understand? While it's true, they can come back, whatever, but they could come back and get re-injured, and for a longer period of time.
This is the scariest time for this, R.
Exactly.
Because again, I'll go back to we only had 64 games.
Right.
That's 118 games less than we would have played a normal season. And you guys didn't make it to game 25.
No.
If that, I might be exaggerating.
No, but I don't think you are. But the thing is, man, we talking about guys that's not even freaking, what do you call it, man? They're not even 30-something years old, like you said. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man.
And I agree with Chandler that, again, why did you get Stanton and you had no outfielders to play defense and you got him playing the DH?
Right.
Was the guy a scrub in the outfield? No. I watch baseball. Like I said, I'm a baseball guy. Was he a scrub in the outfield?
Right.
No. But you got a bunch of, I won't say scrubs, but like Chandler said, God bless. I always say it. God bless Brett Gardner. I love him. He's been with us since 1910. But his better
Damn sure
days
has been. Shit.
are behind him. But here's the scary thing about Gardner. All those years, he's probably still the fastest Yankee.
Exactly.
That's another issue the Yankees have. They have no speed. Right. They don't steal no bases. Nope. They don't manufacture runs.
There you go. That's what I'm about to say.
And the guys you got coming in for the hurt guys are just like the guys that are hurt.
Right.
I mean, you don't even have a
straight across the board. Exactly.
It's not like Oz a home run hitter and he's hurt, and here come Bishop. He's going to hit for average, get some hits, i.e. Andujar, and can run, i.e. Andujar.
My God.
No, they bring the same tight
Jesus.
Pieces. Jesus. Like, wow, that's strange, guys. Again, I'm a Yankee fan. I don't believe they don't want to win. I'm not going to go that far off the cliff. But you look at the makeup of this team. When your reserves mirror your starters, that's a scary sign, guys.
Yeah.
Serious.
That's a sign.
Very scary.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna definitely challenge the ownership of the Yankees that they don't want to win. I'm convinced.
Oh, I don't want to think.
I'm sorry, Dom. I'm convinced. It is what it is. And because why would you, again, you have weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? You could address these weaknesses and for not a lot of resources as well. You could have did that, and they chose to sit on their hands. That's inexcusable to me. We talk about the New York Yankees, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sports franchise in history of sports. Don't tell me the money's short. Don't tell me the money's short, because I'll look at you like you got 5 heads. Don't tell me the money's short, because there's no way. There's no way the money's short, and it's inexcusable on their behalf.
I was a anti-Machado guy. I'm like, you know what? And then again, he saw the backpedal too. Him and Harper. When the Yankees laid the chips on the table, we all remember we had this conversation. Yankees left the same chips on the table as these other teams. Why they chose where they went, that's only them and God know. But I was against Machado. But I look back now.
Yeah.
Really? You need a private jet? It's yours.
Yeah. I mean,
you need tickets for your whole family? It's yours.
It's yours.
Concession stand? What else? You need a car? Couple of cars? No, I'm shaky on that now. Oh God.
There were moves to be made that would not have cost as much. There were guys they could have got who were line-to-line hitters. They chose not to. They keep telling me about what a great job they've done with Luke Voigt, how many home runs he's hit since he's been with the Yankees. But what they don't tell you is how few runs they're scoring. See, don't tell me about the home runs when you can't score runs. See, you win baseball games by outscoring the other team, not by out-homering the other team. We win the home run battle and lose the damn game. Okay? Now, you got, like, by the way, speaking of Andujar, would you like to know who hit the base hit to help win the first game of the doubleheader tonight?
Yeah.
Take a wild guess.
Andujar.
Exactly.
Yes. It was a pitch away on the outside part of the plate, and instead of him flipping them hips and trying to hook the ball, he just went with the pitch. Base hit. That's field.
It.
There you go.
That's it. Manufacture. You understand? They don't know how to do that. And that's there was that 1 year where I think it was the year after Boston won, and they were getting better as far as like trying to manufacture runs.
Yeah.
There wasn't so much emphasis on hitting home runs the year after. It seems like they fell right back into the same BS.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is ridiculous.
Look at the Yankees, the last few Yankee teams that have won World Series. How many guys you think hit 40 home runs on those teams?
Not too many, if any.
If any,
none, probably. 1 year, not that I remember.
1 year, yeah, I think 1 year Tino hit 40. I think.
Yeah, Tino.
And maybe 1 year, I think. Matter of fact, no, 2009, Teixeira didn't even hit 40. Nobody hit 40 on that team. You didn't have any big home run hitters. They weren't leading the world in home runs. It's funny how that worked, man. It's funny how that works.
It's funny. The one part of my homework I didn't do for this show, but the last time we talked about the Yankees, 77.3% of their runs. The last time we talked, guys, I don't know how long ago it was. 77.3% of their runs were via the home run.
They're not gonna win.
77.3%.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it didn't get better. I'm just throwing that out there.
More than likely, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm just.
But I'm just saying. That's it. I'm about ready. I was joking around, but maybe I'm not joking around. I think the only New York team I'm going to be rooting for is the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that's really about it. I can't do this anymore. I've had enough. I can't deal with New York sports anymore. I'm like, okay, this is it. I keep crossing off teams every time I turn around. I'm like, God damn, I can't root for this team either. You know.
Yeah. I'll never give up on the Yankees. Nick,
I don't know, man. I'm close.
Man, Jets,
I'm close.
Sounds like you need some counseling. You need some counseling.
No, because
if I do, can you blame me?
Yeah, I could always hold my head high when I talk about the Yankees.
Yo, Bishop, let me tell you something. You can't blame me if I need counseling, man. Because just the Knicks and the Mets and come on, man, that's enough to drive you out to the damn. You be on top of the cliff, ready to jump, throw yourself off. You know what I'm saying? It's bad, man. It's bad.
Bring up alcoholism again.
Huh?
A drink.
No.
I'll become an alcoholic. No, thank you. I'm good.
It ain't enough liquor. It ain't enough liquor in the world.
No,
exactly. Nah, I'm good on that. Thank you for the offer.
If I haven't drank in this long and I haven't drank during a Knicks season,
yeah, you good. You got a great willpower, brother. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Trust me, I smoke, but I ain't going to the booth.
Nah. Yo, let's move on, man. We're gonna get to the lane of basketball, of course. Here we go.
Look at Bishop.
He's awake now. He's ready. So much ado has been made about this particular topic. The Brooklyn Nets signing Hall of Fame point guard Steve Nash to a 4-year deal to become the head coach now. I don't know. Now, I've gotten to some debates. Some people saying, oh, well, there's been former greats, former players, no coaching experience. They've come in and been successful, like Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson and Isaiah Thomas and, rambling on and on and on and on. And I could agree with some of them. I could agree with on some of those names and whatnot. But I just don't think it's a guarantee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think it's a guarantee. Larry Bird wasn't he coach at one point?
Yeah, he
went to the championship.
Okay, a bad example. Okay, I'm allowed a bad. My bad. But I'm just saying, with any player that comes into the league as a head coach without any prior experience, it doesn't guarantee success. That's all I'm saying. My thing, it could go either great or horrific. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be horrific. To answer. Go ahead.
Jason Kidd.
Okay. Jason Kidd. Okay, and
but
that was the example.
But the problem I have with this is, first of all, let me say that if anybody who wants to talk about this is just because he white thing, you don't know a damn thing about basketball. Okay. Now, is this about him knowing the right people? It absolutely is. But that's how Dirk got his job. That's how Jason Kidd got his job. We can go on and on with. And should there be more black head coaches? Yes, but that has nothing to do with this particular situation. The star player signed off on it. I have a problem with the fact that he had to be convinced to be a head coach. Yes. That they have been working on him for weeks to come on, Steve, don't you want to coach? I don't really want to coach. Come on, Steve. No, you want to coach. Yeah, I don't really want to coach. I have a problem with the fact that, once again, guys who have earned an opportunity are getting bypassed. I don't care who they're getting bypassed for. Okay? I didn't like Lloyd Pierce didn't have a whole lot of experience. He got a head coaching job. Okay? I didn't like that. Nick Nurse didn't have matter of fact, Nick Nurse didn't have any head coaching experience in the NBA. Or, matter of fact, did Nick Nurse have any real head coaching experience outside of international ball? No. But Sam Cassell, Darvin Ham, the usual names that we keep bringing up, right? You don't want to give them an opportunity. There's black coaches get recycled. Alvin Gentry done had how many jobs? Okay, so this ain't about race. It's about the fact that they're not willing to give guys an opportunity, and I have a problem with that. Look, Steve Nash might turn to be a great coach. I'm never going to like the fact that these other guys weren't given a shot, man. And then you kept Josh Vaughn as the highest paid assistant. First of all, Josh Vaughn wasn't that good an assistant in the first damn place, so you wouldn't have had to fire Kenny Atkinson. So you're going to keep him in case what? Steve Nash don't work out. So you go back to Josh Vaughn. I mean, the whole. It's like the Nets had an opportunity, right? They had an opportunity to really do something to say, okay, listen, we are not the same old Nets, and they turned into the same damn old Nets. And again, Steve Nash might turn to be great. I don't think so. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Steve Nash is going to be a good head coach. Matter of fact, I'm going to say it now. Steve Nash is not going to coach out that entire contract.
I heard that. Very bold. And I'm inclined to believe it. I'm inclined to agree with you. Go ahead, Bishop.
So, yeah, I mean, regardless of like color or whatever, I just don't think he's going to be a good fit because you got two strange stars on that team that have won and played in one championship. You've never won anything outside of MVP. You never played defense. You were in a failing system your whole career. Mm-hmm. So what can you tell me, Kyrie Irving, about winning? What can you tell me, KP, about winning? And it's going to turn into a really volatile situation. It's not even going to be like an important game. The Nets will probably be playing Orlando Magic, and it's the last shot of the game, and Steve Nash runs a play for Durant, and then Kyrie makes a comment, and then Durant makes another comment, and it's like Steve Nash is a babysitter right now. He's going to be a babysitter for the Nets, and the Nets just took 3 steps backwards. And for me, I can't say that I'm not happy about it, and I'm not unhappy about it. And I'm a Nets hater, so you know how I feel about the Nets.
Right.
I look at it this way, guys. I could care what they say. They hired who they wanted to hire, and I assume from all the rumblings, everybody blessed it. The players. Here goes the elephant in the room too. The inmates running the asylum. But okay, you inmates running the asylum, if y'all Hail Mary just went to the bishop and got it blessed, those other alibis you've been using for a year, they're out the window. Okay? You didn't like Atkinson. You didn't like Vaughn. You didn't like Santa Claus. So you don't have no more excuses, guys. Sorry.
God bless you.
Excuse me.
God bless you, brother. Yeah, it's all good. My
but
thing
I'm not
is,
going to get into all of the first-time coach nonsense because Bishop brought up a good point. How many chances has Jason Kidd had?
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
He bullied his way. Since we're talking about the Nets, he bullied his way off the net. You're coaching the team, and you're texting the Milwaukee Bucks, saying, "Yo, what?" And then you shit on them. I mean, let's just scratch him off the list, guys. You could bring up Mark Jackson and whatever happened in Golden State with his beliefs and disbeliefs, whatever. But don't bring up Jason Kidd. He had his chance. And when people were talking about the Knicks should hire him, nah. Again, Bishop is 100% correct. As painful as it is for me to say that, scratch Jason Kidd off. Please, whatever we do, let's just skip over that nonsense.
Well, you know what, though,
and
man?
Don't tell me what he did with the Bucks. Nah,
right.
No.
I gotta tell you, I'm just really greatly disappointed in Sean Marks. I mean, when he was first hired as GM, I thought it was a brilliant move for the organization. I really did, because I felt that he would have a plan. You understand? And a one that had preached patience and that it would grow. You had a coach in Kenny Atkinson. I liked him too. You understand? I said, oh, okay. I said, shit can actually come together out in Brooklyn. I really felt that way. But with this move, and this goes in line with what Chandler was saying about there being so many other candidates, and the fact that it had to take you to convince this guy Nash to take this job, it speaks volumes to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why? What the fuck? You got other people out there, other assistants out there that are just, listen, this man has never coached in the NBA on any level. Somebody was trying to tell me he coached in Canada. I was like,
soccer, maybe. Soccer, maybe. I don't know about basketball.
I was like, no, I don't think so. But I'm just saying, there's no difference between. Well, actually, there's difference because this guy never coached. You know what I'm saying, basketball, but yet you have top assistants in the NBA that could just make that adjustment to being a head coach. Why didn't you choose one of them over this guy? And you had to convince him, and you had to convince him for weeks.
Somebody who wanted the job.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what?
I guess him and that guy are good friends.
Yeah, they are.
They
are.
They played with each other back in the day, whatever.
Yeah.
But again, me and AR, me and you are boys. If I ask you 3 times, me and you are still gonna be boys, but I'm gonna move on. Right. You know, you ain't the only fish out there.
Exactly.
I'm not knocking the move, guys. Trust me. My only thing is I don't want to hear a word out of Irvin and Durant. No more. Yeah, that ship has sailed.
Just think about this.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, just think about this. So you've changed the whole culture of that organization by, number one, you got rid of that grit and grind coach, the one who got everybody motivated to, play defense and play together and play scrappy. You got 2 all-stars in there who are essentially changes the dynamic of that whole team. And now you bring in a coach who doesn't have any experience and is going to have to manage the personalities of the 2 stars on that team, manage those personalities, and get the other guys to buy into the fact that he has to coddle and manage the personalities of those 2 superstars. It's just a recipe for a very interesting, disjointed season.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I keep hearing, well, when he played for Phoenix, he got along with everybody. I don't need the leader of my organization to get along with everybody. See, that's a misconception.
Right.
As a leader, I want everybody to respect everybody. But we ain't all got to get along. What you have to do is do what I say. Now, sometimes you ain't gonna like me because I'm gonna tell you something you don't want to hear. What I need to do is have enough of your respect that you're gonna do it. You're gonna grumble, but you're gonna do it.
Right.
I don't need Steve Nash to be everybody's friend. I need him to be the damn leader. Okay. Right. And if he's everybody's friend, you can't be a leader. It's like when you take a job. We all been on them jobs. The new guy comes in and he's trying to be everybody's friend. Right, and people start running over him. Then he want to get tough. And everybody looking at him like, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're a tough guy now. Get out of here. Come on. It's like Bishop said. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a season-long train wreck. Okay, with bouts of hilarity and sadness.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be something to see. You know what I'm saying?
I wish him the best. I wish him the best.
Well, good luck with all that. Exactly. I'm not listening. I think it's going to be a train wreck. And again, I want to just say again that I've lost so much respect for Sean Marks. It's absolutely disgusting. You know what I'm saying? What he did. I'm sorry. I just can't co-sign. I can't co-sign the BS. I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
It is what it is, because that same Sean Marks that we praised 6 months ago, went and got these 2 personalities that, and now again, inmates asylum, you're caving into them. But then again, you went and got them. You knew we ain't the smartest 4 guys on the planet Earth, maybe a little smarter than Kyrie, but you went and got these guys. You brought that teamwork, buddy, one comes, the other comes. You signed up for this, mister. And now you're searching for a coach.
I hear you. Yeah,
it's strange, guys. It's
strange. It is, man. It is.
And the sad thing is, Steve Nash is now in the mix because we're gonna have should he got hired first time coach? It is white privilege. And we'll skim over Kyrie and Durant, who wanted this.
What I'm interested in is, how is he going to challenge Kyrie and KD to be the best Kyrie and KD that can be out there on the court? That's what I'm interested to see. In Phoenix, Chandler, he got along with everybody because he controlled the ball.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking to him to get the ball. So yes, everybody liked him. Everybody was nice to him and so forth. You're not on the court anymore. So I'm wondering how he's going to motivate those two guys, plus get the others to buy into what his vision is.
Exactly. And I don't see how you do that without experience. I don't see how you do that when you've never done it before, because as you said, being a point guard is different. Because and listen, I need the ball, so I'm gonna let you get away with stuff. I'm like, it's like Steve, you're the man, Steve. You know what I'm saying? But I know that if I'm Kyrie, I know you ain't taking me off the floor, because we've already established that whoever's coaching the Nets is not gonna tell Kyrie stop shooting. It's not gonna tell him stop dominating the ball, and it's not gonna bench him when he decides he's gonna go 1-on-50. Right? We've already established that. Now keep in mind, we also got that clown Spencer Dinwiddie. With his, I know more than everybody. I'm gonna turn my salary into Bitcoin, and he want to talk about I was general manager of the Knicks. My man, you can't handle the ball in the last 2 minutes of the game, but you running the Knicks. Okay, all right. You got DeAndre Jordan, okay, who helped get Kenny Atkinson up out there. Goes, I'm 7,500 years old, so I should be starting over Jared Allen, who's better than me right now. All right,
right.
What's Steve Nash gonna do with all of that? Okay, wait, he's got the assistant Jock Vaughn, who was there when all of this nonsense was going on before. Okay, so they already know they can run over Jock Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no authority. They looking at him like, man, shut up, man. You couldn't even keep the job. You came back as the assistant. Matter of fact, go cash your check and be quiet. I mean, come on, man.
The funny thing about Jock Vaughn, but the funny thing about Jock Vaughn is he didn't even have to coach those two.
Right.
So now Steve Nash, just like Chandler said, I was thinking about this before he got on his brand. You're coming in with, a lot of Jordan. He don't deserve to start. But again, that was part of that package you signed up for. This is the package you signed up for. So now you're going to have a disgruntled employee because Chandler's better than R. But I came here because this is where the NBA is now, guys. We could say the Nets because that's who we're talking about.
Right.
But it's much bigger than the Nets. It's an NBA thing. Come on. It's just out of control now with this coaching and the players, and there's no more discipline. If you think somebody's going to come in to coach in the NBA today and be a disciplinarian, the Knicks got the last one. The Knicks got the last one.
I'm not even looking for them to be a disciplinarian. I'm just wondering how he's going to get his two mainstay players to buy into what he's selling.
Right.
It's like, Kyrie, dude, you played with LeBron James, and you had a problem with winning with LeBron James.
Exactly.
KD, you played with the Splash Brothers, and winning the way that you were winning wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a tough sell.
Yeah. The Celtics are on the verge, if they win, to go to their third conference finals in 4 years.
The verge
of 3 without Kyrie Irving.
Right.
Yep. Whoa.
To go to what?
The conference finals, 3 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
3 without Kyrie.
I didn't hear you.
You can't hear?
Can you hear me?
The series is not over yet.
No, I'm saying if. I'm saying if, Bishop. If they go to the conference finals 3 times, 4 years, minus Kyrie Irving. That's weird.
Okay.
That's weird.
Well, to me, that whole Boston thing wasn't Kyrie Irving's. It wasn't Kyrie Irving's fault.
That was Brad.
To me, I think what the major problem was with Boston when Kyrie was there was the coach kept trying to force feed Hayward minutes when he wasn't psychologically over his injury. And then that caused a disjoint between Tatum, Brown, and Kyrie Irving had carte blanche to do whatever he wanted to do. So they had some resentment towards the fact that they weren't getting the minutes and that they were also being beholden to Hayward when he wasn't really ready and up to par. So it kind of like stagnated them. And then it didn't help that Kyrie was being a jack, but that didn't help.
Right.
Making his comment, that didn't, but it's just in his nature. So I'm wondering how him and KD are going to coexist when the two of them got that Mitch thing going on.
Kyrie,
I don't think it was all his fault.
But Kyrie got in his feelings.
If he hadn't played the way he played,
he got in his feelings, Bishop. He got in his feelings that year. He went down, and Isaiah led them to the conference final. That's when his feelings started getting involved. We could say what we want about the coach, force feeding Hayward. That was the next year. And then he still went down. And they went to the conference finals. Then he goes to the conference finals with him, and he can't shoot his way out of a paper bag. Without all of that being said, everything we said, when he got to that conference finals where he was semi-healthy, he couldn't hit the side of a damn ocean. But it was somebody else's fault. So enough of this guy. But now, again, guys, I'm going to rewind. You can't do this no more. It's over. You got what you wanted. It's over. Let's see. Let's put the rubber to the road and see what you're really made of. Bishop just said it. He couldn't take winning with LeBron. He couldn't take winning with one of the greatest franchises in NBA history. When are we just going to say it is what it is? But now we don't have to say that. Because this is what you wanted, Slick. So, pack your goodies, guys. It's going to be fun.
Hey, you know what I find interesting though, R, and I know because I'm done with the Nets right now. But do you realize that the Bucks are down 3-0?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, they lost tonight.
The Bucks are down 3-0, and I'm telling you, I told you this before the playoffs started that Budenholzer would not survive. Out of these playoffs. Budenholzer's got to get fired, man, because I don't care what you say. And listen, Giannis needs a team around him. And that Pipppen nonsense, let me just say this. People need to stop disrespecting Scottie Pippen, okay? People wish they could be as good as damn Scottie Pippen was, all right? They wish they could be as good as Scottie Pippen was, as talented as he was. So stop with this acting like if you good as Scottie Pippen, that's some kind of slight. If you was good, because I will always believe that Scottie Pippen could have won. Now, would he have won, be 6-0? No. But given everything else being equal as far as all the other players and everything else, I think they would have won at least one, maybe two championships with Scottie Pippen as the leader of that team. So stop with this acting like you compare somebody to Pippen as a slight, because it's not. All right? But the coach of the Bucks has done nothing in 3 seasons to adjust, has done nothing, has no plan B when the team say, Giannis, it's the playoffs, we're not going to let you drive the lane. Giannis, is the playoffs, we gonna make you shoot. At some point, and you've talked about players and everything else, you gotta run a play. You gotta run another play. You gotta call something different. Put him on the wing, run pick and roll, do something else other than giving the ball to Giannis at the top of the key and say, okay, Giannis, save us. That's actually what the coach gets paid for. I'm sorry. The coach gets paid to do more than say, give Giannis the ball. So Budenholzer, pack your bags.
A couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you could run the tape. I don't know if you could run the tape or not, but a couple of weeks ago, the Bishop said something and I got roasted. Everybody was like, yeah, nah. Said something to y'all. And I made a prediction before, the Bishop made a prediction before the series started that Milwaukee was going home. And I said, Giannis is not really the MVP of the league. He's very one-dimensional. And he is stoppable. And somebody else in the league had better numbers than him this season. And so said, so done. The reason why they're down is because and I said this to you guys, Milwaukee is soft. Milwaukee is soft. The reason why they're down is not because Miami is a better team. Miami's a tougher team. Boston is a tougher team. Toronto is a tougher team. Like, they wouldn't be coming out of the East no matter if they were playing one of those 3 teams. They wouldn't be coming out of the East, and it just so happened to be Miami. I'm like, tonight, Miami took that game. I watched Bam Adebayo shove Giannis out of bounds. Like, the play was already over. There was no chance for him to get the ball. He just ran over and shoved him out of bounds. He took the foul, but it was just like imposing my physical will on you, letting you know you're not coming in here, and if you come in here, this is what's happening to you. And Giannis folded. Giannis folded the last game.
Wow.
I'm giving him 2 games out of respect.
And you know what? The Bucks were up at one point. They was up by 13, 14 points.
Stop.
There ain't no way. Yeah, there ain't no way on Bishop's green earth that you got an MVP candidate, possibly MVP, and you score 13 points in the fourth quarter. That can't happen, guys. The only thing the Bucks beat them in was steals and turnovers. They had more turnovers, and they had more steals. That's it. We really got to come to the stark realization, guys, that the Bucks, like I said last week, I think it was last week or the week before that, the Bucks may be the Hawks. Remember when the Hawks were winning 54 games? They was a great regular season team. They got to the playoffs, and what happened? They don't have the horses. They do.
No,
not
they do.
Have,
they do.
No, they don't have. They don't. Middleton is one-dimensional, just like Antetokounmpo. How often do you see Middleton actually take somebody? He's a spot-up shooter.
The problem.
He's a spot-up shooter.
Yeah,
come on, man. He's basically a spot-up shooter.
The problem with the Bucks, to me, is that they have a 1-2 punch, but the coach has never developed them into the formidable. He never got an offense together to make them a formidable duo, because Middleton in that half court is buckets. In that half court buckets. They never got a point guard. Like if they had somebody like a Chris Paul or somebody that could distribute the ball, where Giannis is not the main ball handler, and they gotta respect the shooting ability of the point guard, then that would leave the whole court open for Giannis, for Middleton, for Lopez, for all of those guys, but they don't have a point guard. You don't have
what about that guy from last year that went to Indiana?
Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Jam. It was a log jam.
Yeah, but let's just take everything Bishop said and let's blame the coach. We didn't blame the coach 2 weeks ago when they had the best record in the NBA.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, guys, is they had the best record in the NBA.
And I said, so what?
Okay.
And I said, so what? You guys told me to shut up. I said, so
again, I'm just going back to what I said, Bishop. They had the best record in the NBA.
Okay.
And nobody expected them to get out the second round. Why?
They
don't match up well against other teams. What did I just say, guys? They won no statistics tonight. None.
Listen.
Not one.
If Orlando had been been healthy and had any kind of a plan, they could have beat them. All right.
Yeah.
They were missing 3 stars on their team.
Yep.
So I mean,
let's not forget.
That's what we're saying is at some point Budenholzer has to be held accountable. Listen, we can keep talking about players all we want. There's a reason they're paying these guys to be head coaches. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't have a head coach. All right.
Exactly.
They would just be like, hey, you there in the seat. You want to sit in that seat and just call timeouts? Because anybody could do that. You don't got to pay some guy $3 million to call timeouts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a reason they're paying this man this money. His job is to develop and make this team better. This team plateaued 2 years ago. They plateaued 2 years ago.
So sooner or later, guys, you really got to come to this. Again, I looked at Antetokounmpo's numbers. His free throw percentage has gone down every year in the last 3 years.
Which is inexcusable.
And the one game they got smoked when they was winning again, he shot 3 for 13. So he's always on pace to do what he does. Nobody's reinventing the wheel with him. We already identified that the Toronto Raptors laid the blueprint. And everybody followed through. What did Miami do tonight? If anybody watched the game, they blocked him. They stopped him. He tried to pass, and nobody could hit a shot. They lost by 15 points, guys, and they was up by 16. That's a 31-point swing.
If we know how to defend Antetokounmpo, and ain't none of us playing him, we know how to defend him, then it's the coach's job to come up with another way. Listen, here's the bottom line. Nick Nurse. We watched Nick Nurse and the Toronto Raptors, keep making adjustments the season they won the championship. We can all say with Kawhi, but they made constant adjustments in every series. They adjusted to how they played to match up with who they were playing. Now, they did what they do, but they also adjusted. They made adjustments. Tell me the adjustment that Budenholzer has made ever.
But again, I'm not defending him.
Shoot more threes. He allowed Lopez to shoot more threes.
And ironically, he led them in scoring.
Yes.
Go figure.
Here we go.
Go figure.
I'm just saying, guys. I mean, when you I'll ask you basketball experts. What is your adjustment with a Antetokounmpo? Yeah, you Bishop, the expert.
You take him off the ball.
Okay, you take him off the ball. What do you do with him?
You take him off the ball. Are you going to
spot him up?
You take him off the ball. No.
Hold on. Good.
You take him off the ball. You take him off the ball, first of all. You run more pick and roll. You put him on the side. You move him around. Oh, and also, you have the other people stop standing like they're rooted in place and actually have motion. You run some down screens. You run some back screens. You run some double screens. None of which they did. Dude, I'm sitting in my house saying this. How in the hell does this coach not know this?
Yeah. Again, all of that you're saying, I'm going to agree with you for its and giggles. But you were up by 16 and lost by 15. They made adjustments. Again, Lopez led them in scoring. Lopez was their leading scorer tonight. What did Antetokounmpo do to adjust? He can't shoot.
At about 6 minutes in the game, Miami just outmanned them. Just Debo'd the victory. They slowed it down. They went mano y mano, and just took it. That's it. It wasn't no special game plan or nothing like that. Adebayo just grabbed every rebound. Jimmy Butler just went in there manhandling everybody, and they took it. And after a certain point, we looked in Giannis' face, and you could see the Mitch coming out. Then he started acting like hurting. He started acting like his ankle was hurting. He grabbing his hand. He grabbing his hand. All of this other stuff. Dude, when you dunking on people, when you going in there and you doing all of that elastic stretch man stuff, ain't nothing bothering you. And then all of a sudden, when you getting your heart snatched out of you, you know what I'm saying? And they pulling up your skirt. Now your ankle hurt. Now your ankle hurting and all this other stuff. Chandler, you're 100% right. The coaches get paid to make in-game adjustments.
Right.
And Eric Spoelstra is playing chess, and Mike Budenholzer is playing tic-tac-toe.
He's not even playing checkers. Shit.
Nah.
Again, slice it, dice it, guys. He was the same coach that had them up by 16.
Right.
And they lost by 15. And how do you let Jimmy Butler sleep for half of the game? He just goes to sleep for a whole half. And then the third quarter comes, he stretches on the sideline, does a couple of yoga exercises, and he becomes Jimmy Butler. And nobody can stop him.
Right.
Really? And your star, again, guys, your star, the Greek Freak, the MVP of this here NBA, your team had 13 points in the fourth quarter. Wow.
The only reason why they were up by 16 is because Miami hit a dry spell in scoring.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Yeah. That's the only reason why they were up by 16, because Miami couldn't hit a shot for about two minutes or so. And then, like you said, Jimmy Butler did a couple of push-ups, came in, and him and Adebayo just went like Mandingo.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's not hard to watch, guys. We've seen it for 3 games. If I'm not mistaken, the Bucks had some form of a lead in all 3 games.
Right. Yes, they did. They did.
And they couldn't get one win.
Wow.
And guess what? Your MVP has been AWOL. Let's just keep it real.
But that's my point.
He's not the MVP of the league. This is what they're, again, grown men conversation. Mm-hmm. Thank God we don't believe all the stuff we hear, because there's some experts out there had him the MVP, Bucks going to the championship, blah, 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 blah.
There's a lot of
we heard that story last year too, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't care about regular season MVP. I really don't. I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's a popularity contest, and they only give it to who they decide. They decide who they're going to give it to before the season even starts. Let's be honest, okay? They start talking about MVP before the season even starts. Oh, this guy's going to be in the running. This guy's going to be in the running.
Right.
So that thing hasn't been valid to me for a long time. MVP hasn't been valid to me for a long time. Going back to when they gave it to David Robinson, and he shouldn't have got it then. But what I'm talking about though is when you look at this team, they had opportunities to win, and not for nothing, we could take Giannis. Giannis has been failing, just like James Harden was failing in the series against Oklahoma City. He wasn't scoring. Matter of fact, he was trash. But other guys stepped up. You know what I'm saying? Other guys, you have other guys on that team. Again, we go back to Eric Spoelstra. In the very first game, Duncan Robinson was trash, right? But everybody else stepped up. Second game, Duncan Robinson was fire, right? Now tonight you coach these other guys up too, so that if your star happens to have a lull, if your star is like, damn, he's just having a bad game, you're supposed to have other people who can rally around and step up and be tough. You have guys on that team who can score, yet they're not even in the game, or they're not taking shots, or again, they're all standing around waiting for Giannis to do something instead of the coach saying, yo, Giannis, look, you struggling tonight. Okay, just play defense and rebound and try to get some layups, and we're going to figure some things out for you. But meantime, I need you, I need y'all to start hitting buckets. I need y'all to start making some shots. You understand what I'm saying? That's what good coaches do. Okay, good coaching does matter. Good,
of course.
We're seeing it with the Raptors, and we're seeing it with the Heat. Because if you look at these players on the Heat, look at the players on the Raptors, right? We watch guys coming to the room. We watch Fred VanVleet turn from a G League, who the hell is he, okay, to a guy who's going to get close to a max contract. That's coaching and development. That's coaching and development. We're watching the Kendrick Nuns, the Tyler Heroes, the Duncan Robinsons. We're watching these guys blossom, coaching and development. So Budenholzer, yes, I'm holding him accountable. Does Giannis have to listen? Giannis is who he is. He's never going to be a tough guy. He is who he is. That's who he's always been. His numbers are going to be his numbers. He's going to do what he does, but that is who he is. I'm never going to criticize somebody for being true to who they are. That's who he is, okay? And I can live with that if you surround him and make the other people be what they're supposed to be. But if you just keep relying on, if you keep asking Giannis to be Superman when he's the Flash, you're going to lose.
Well, let me ask you guys a quick question. I'm sorry, guys. With Giannis, do you think he stays in Milwaukee?
He better.
No.
He better.
Why do you say he better, Dom?
Because he might not be able to take that sideshow somewhere else. If they're depending on you to be the man on this team, guys, I'm gonna rewind the tape. When this series started, I told y'all, like Bishop always says, I told you. The Bucks.
Do I sound like that? Like that?
Yeah, no. The Heat beat the Bucks 2 out of 3 games in the regular season. Beat the brakes off them twice.
Yes, sir.
Now we're adding 3 more games. So that means they beat them 5 out of 6 games, and now to beat the brakes off them is 4 out of 6. I mean, sometimes, guys, it really just is what it is. The Heat are a better team. They got young legs. I said this when the series started. They got young legs. These young kids ain't afraid to shoot. And you got Jimmy Butler, who goes to sleep for a whole half and says, oh, man, I forgot we were playing tonight. Let me get in the game. And it's over. Again, guys, they beat the brakes off them 4 out of 6 times this year and beat the brakes off them tonight when they were down 16. Whoa. And your star had 21 points.
If you think about it, if Milwaukee had a true point guard, then it would go down a lot different because
it would.
You would catch Giannis cutting to the hoop. You would get Chris Middleton, who is like his half court game is supreme. He just they don't utilize him the right way. Like his half court game is buckets. And then you got Kyle Korver. Like when did he get into the game? When did he get into the game to open up the lane? You got one of the best shooters in the league. Then you got Connaughton. You got other shooters there.
Yeah.
Like there was no adjustment.
Yeah.
I watched Eric Bledsoe drive to the basket against 4 Miami Heat players and get a shot blocked at least 6 or 7 times tonight. It's like so everybody's doing whatever they want to do.
We can come up with all the ifs and ands and pots and pans. They had the best record in the NBA.
Right.
They were up by 16. They lost by 15 to a team that has been beating the brakes off them all year. It was just an accident waiting to happen. And I will be the first to admit, I thought they would get beat in the conference finals. But I didn't know they'd be playing the Heat. I didn't think they'd be playing the Heat. When I saw them playing the Heat, I was thinking they're done. I didn't think they'd get swept. But again, guys, most wins in the NBA. But tonight was a telling tale, guys. You're up by 16.
Yeah,
you lose by 15. And you score 13 in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Yeah. They might win one game. They might win one game, but
I hope they get swept.
No, I don't think they're going to get one now. I don't even think they're going to get one. The way Miami walked off the court tonight, it was kind of like, all right, we see you next game, and that's it.
Okay,
right.
Kind of like they took their lunch money and just walked off.
They took their heart. They took their heart right out their chest.
Pretty much, and then bought something to eat, sat there and ate it in front of them.
Right.
But I think Giannis leaves because they're not going to put a team around him. We see what they're doing, and we see what they're doing in Milwaukee. That coach is not good, and they're just going to basically, in many ways, it is like the Hawks. They're basically just the organization is content with being just good enough where everyone's talking about them. They'll make the playoffs, maybe have a semi-deep run or a deep run, and then lose. I see him leaving and going to someplace where he'll be a star, but not the star.
Gotcha.
I think he stays.
Me too.
I think he stays, and I think that the only thing that they're missing a point guard, and I'm not sure what Bledsoe's salary is compared to Chris Paul's salary. I'm not sure how the money lines up, but I think they both get paid a bunch of money. The Bledsoe signing was the wrong signing for them.
Yeah,
it was the wrong signing for them. They need a point guard that can play in that pick and roll. They need a point guard that's going to create for the pieces that they have around them. George Hill he's kind of like that. He's kind of like that, but he doesn't get enough playing time to impact the game like that.
What about John Wall?
He's kind of like.
Ooh, John Wall.
What about John Wall? Would you trade for him?
Nah, John Wall. He's out of control. He's still. I think when he comes back, and he's never been that kind of point guard that creates for other guys. And Chris Paul, I think, would get in there and kind of like galvanize the team, like how he did the Thunder, where he had guys with full potential.
Yeah,
he's going to get the best out of. He's going to get the best out of Marvin Williams. He's going to get Chris Middleton to step up and have 30, 40-point nights on the regular. He's going to get Brook Lopez his looks, and then get Brook Lopez in that post area. He's going to get these guys the shots. He's going to catch Giannis cutting to the basket. He's going to catch Giannis running from end to end for easy basket. You know what I mean? Before the defense.
Yeah. You might have.
And they don't have that.
Just a side note here, Bishop. This year and next year, and it balloons. Chris Paul is making twice as much as Bledsoe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
18 to 38. More than twice. And his contract balloons that last year to like 40, 41 million.
Right.
So you'd have to gut a lot of what you have now. Not saying it would be a bad thing, a good thing. I'm just saying Chris Paul probably has the most expensive contract in the NBA. And he's 35 years old.
So you have to package that with another player.
By the time he's 37, he's going to be making $41 million. That's the last year of his contract.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a lot of gunning guy. He's making more than twice. John Wall ain't even making near the money Chris Paul is making.
That's why I thought of John Wall contract-wise.
That might be a better fit.
Okay. Okay.
But he can't shoot. He can't shoot. John Wall can't shoot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But he ain't making $38.5 million.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah,
That's
right.
It goes up next year. It goes up next year, and it goes up even higher than last
year.
Somebody
like a Chris Paul, and somebody like a Chris Paul. Maybe Trey Burke.
Maybe good.
That's not a bad.
Pick.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And he ain't making $38 million. He's not making nowhere near Bledsoe money. But now you're in the other. Now you're on
he fits. He fits all of that criteria where he can get everybody involved. He might take some bad.
Got a new mark in the house.
More of what Giannis needs around him.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Dinwiddie? Spencer Dinwiddie, because I want him out of Brooklyn anyway.
Yeah, he would be good for them too.
Now the other part of Bishop, the other part of your analogy, Bishop, is now how do you unload Bledsoe's contract?
Send him out west.
I'm saying who's going to take.
Yeah, somebody.
Now that's this year, guys. I don't know the longevity of his contract, but at $18 million, and he's
$18,
$19 million player. Yeah. I'm just asking. I don't think
somebody out west will take him. Just like Chandler said, probably Phoenix or one of the teams out there. So I can see Sacramento.
Yeah, they can. They're already locked in at that position. You got
they're going to get rid of Buddy Hield.
And you got
Buddy Hield is going to be moved out of Sacramento. Buddy Hield is going to be moved. Whoever comes in as the GM, Buddy Hield is going to be gone because he criticized the organization too much. So I could see you sending Bledsoe out to Sacramento.
Is he going to be a shooting guard or a backup?
Listen,
he ain't taking Aaron Fox's spot.
Yeah, but listen, Eric Bledsoe thinks he ain't never met a shot he didn't like. So as long as you give him a minute and he gets his shots, he don't care. All right, as long as he get enough shots, he don't care. So if he gonna get shots in Sacramento, trust me.
Right.
I don't know. When you start talking them salaries, guys, and when you talk about those teams out west, they're sort of hovering around the watermark without spending all that money. And they're getting better. The Suns have gotten better. I'm not saying they're a playoff contender. Sacramento has gotten better. Dallas has gotten better. So, again, your options of moving a $19 million player that you're going to have to switch from one position to another, or you make him a backup at $19 million a year. I'm not saying nobody would do it, guys. I'm just saying that's a pretty big dump. I didn't even know he was making that kind of money, man, to be honest. You're right.
Exactly.
Bishop. That was a screwy contract.
Yeah,
they overpaid him.
Yeah.
LeBron's he's with LeBron's agency. LeBron's sports agency.
Okay.
So they got
so that's something.
They
got him mint. Yeah.
Yeah. So. They getting people paid. They getting everybody paid.
For sure. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Since I'm going to talk about the second round of the NBA playoffs, does Houston stand a chance?
Yeah, they stand a chance.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is we do know one thing. If that team gets hot, they can shoot. They can outshoot you simply just by making threes because they're going to get up 75 threes. Okay, if they make 30 to 35 threes in a game, they're going to be in that game till the end, and they can hit 30 or 40 threes.
Right.
So you have to give them a puncher's chance. You have to because of the 3-point shot.
Right. Anybody else?
I don't see. They're up right now, 8 at the half.
Yeah.
Who's up?
And they've already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they already launched 21 threes in the half, so they're on pace to hit 40, 50 threes or shoot 40, 50 threes.
What are you talking about? Houston?
Yeah.
You talking about Houston?
Yeah.
Houston? Yeah, please change the conversation. They're about to get blasted out of the second round, so don't even worry about that.
I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win the series.
He said they have a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I asked if they had a shot.
LeBron and Anthony Davis.
You know what I'm saying? I did ask.
I think they'll win 1 or 2 games. I think they'll win at least. I think they'll win 1 or 2 games. Yeah,
I can see two. I I give 2.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Me. Yeah. I could give them 2 games.
Wow.
Or did he just? I think he left.
We shocked him. We shocked him.
Oh God, you
Yo,
made Bishop hang.
He broke out because I said 2, and you. He said he's coming back. He's coming back. That shit was hilarious, man. Talk about timing. Holy shit.
Harden got 25 at the half.
I thought you hung up on us, man. You said, that's it, I'm out of here.
No.
He threw the phone across the room. What y'all talking about?
No.
Right. That's what I thought for a second. Like, oh shit. You know?
No. Houston is about to get blasted out of. They might win 1 game, maybe.
Maybe.
They're about to get blasted out of that. The Lakers are not losing to. No, I don't see that.
Well, I didn't say it's gonna. I said, did they
have a chance? As long as LeBron is healthy, I don't see that at all.
Right. So you just say there's no chance whatsoever. Bishop, you say there's no chance. None. Nothing. No way. Right?
Absolutely no chance the Rockets will be beating the Lakers. Absolutely no chance. They might get a game.
What about 2? You don't think they'll get 2?
I got the Mac internet right now.
I see. I'm like,
2
okay.
games? What?
Yeah. You don't think they can get 2 games?
One. Uno.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm gonna leave that alone. I think they could get 2, possibly. It's possible. I'm, and I'm not the Houston fan.
Would you like to put up a little wager?
Again, I am not the Houston fan, so therefore I'm not gonna be giving out money to you because that's what I'd be doing if I bet you. It wouldn't even. Okay, I'm like, yo, here, let me just hand my wallet through the internet. Here you go, just take it. No, I'm not doing that.
No, I got the cash app.
Yeah,
I got the cash app.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. No, I'm not betting that either. No cash app. No, I'm good.
I think what's really going to help. The Lakers is the Rockets played 7 games too. There's going to come a time where they like I feel. Excuse me. I feel sorry for Denver. Yes, they're playing a better team.
Right.
But I watched that game last night. And they just look spent.
Yep.
They just look like I want to go home. Just bubble shit.
That's it. Exactly.
We don't stand a chance. They just look real tired, guys, and
that's
what happened.
You didn't think. But I'm saying you didn't think Kawhi blocking this kid's shot like 3-4 times had anything to do with it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that as we say the body language, they just looked real tired, guys. I actually started feeling sorry for them. I couldn't even watch the whole game. I was like, they're spent. They ain't winning.
That 7-game series, man. That's what it was.
That was
obviously
a series.
For sure.
They played no defense, dude. It was just a glorified pickup game. I watched Murray drive to the basket, do a 360 in the lane, and then lay the ball up behind his back, off the backboard in the playoffs without looking at the basket. Is that playoff basketball? No.
It is these days. It is these days,
Bishop.
I think
Donovan Mitchell bring the ball down from one end of the court, get to the other end, dribble the ball about 5 or 6 times, drive to the basket, jump up in the air, shoot off the backboard like 8 or 9 times in a row. Nobody double team. Nobody did anything. That series was.
I mean, I get your point, but that's just what it is in the current state of the NBA. Unfortunately, you understand?
And that was 3 games ago, Bishop. They're just out of gas, man. I'm
not
not
at this
saying
level.
They would have won.
Not at this level.
No, they're spent.
Denver's is just. I think we're watching them progress. I think they took a step. They took the next step from last year. Last year they wouldn't have won this series. This year they did, and this is about as far as they could go this season.
Right.
So we're watching them progress, and honestly, this was like that. Winning that series was like their championship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So spent or not, they weren't. I don't think they would have. They were going to win a game after that because being, especially a young team, they don't understand what it really takes to win right now. Right. They played Utah, who really don't know what it takes to win, because Utah should have closed that damn thing out. Okay.
Exactly.
When they were up 3-1. So. Yeah. I'm not surprised at how the Nuggets look, because this is going to be a learning experience for them, because now I see that this is a step up in class, and now they're going to find out what it really means to be a championship contender. And you know, when a team like that plays a real championship contender, it doesn't even look like a fair fight. Like, you'll watch the game like halftime, be like, yeah, okay, I'm done. I can't anymore. I can't anymore. I feel too bad. I feel too bad watching this beat down.
Right.
They're at the same point. Yeah, but they're at the same point. And as much as I like the Nuggets, they're at the same point they were last year. Except this year they're not going to a game 7 to see if they go to the conference final. They'd be lucky they go to game 5. And I like the Nuggets, guys. They got a very good team. But their ladder is the same ladder as it was last year. Now, granted, like I always say, if Murray don't go 2 for 13 in that close game against Portland, they may have went to the conference finals. But they're where they were last year. And
but this year they closed the deal
again. Yeah, they're going home again.
But this year they closed the deal, whereas last year they couldn't. And that's what I mean. It's progress. It's baby steps.
Right. But they closed the deal in the first round last year, Chandler, and lost in the second round. This year they're going to lose worse in the second round. Granted, the Clippers are better than the Blazers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But they're still not going to get as far as they got. They're not going 7 games. I don't care if they were playing the Baghdad Bullies. They're not going 7 games.
No.
And as young as they are, that's the part that's making me really skeptical. Right. Because as young as they are and as spent as they look, I mean, granted, the Clippers didn't have a hard first round either. So, but I think they shot all their bullets in that first round.
Well, plus they don't believe they can win. They don't believe they can win. I truly believe they don't think they can win. And when you don't think you can win, you look far worse than you usually do. But there's no way. There's no way that anybody on that team can tell me that they truly think they have a shot to win.
Yeah, Chandler. When you run in your predictable offense, and the Clippers got 4 guys that can guard Jamal Murray. They got 4 guys on that roster that can guard him. Joker, he could probably get off because he is skilled and he's a big man. But Jamal Murray is like, I got 4 people over here that can guard you, and potentially 5 if you put Patrick Beverly in there. So it's like, you ain't gonna be lollygagging and scoring 50 and doing all of that. You ain't gonna be. You better crack out your new sneakers and all of that other stuff now, because you're gonna be going home shortly.
That's shit, Pascal. He ain't scoring 50 in this series.
Nah, that's nigga happened.
I don't think he scores 30. I don't think there's a game where he scores 30.
He might score 50 in the whole series.
First of all, they played these guys too many damn minutes in that first round. I mean, granted, they had to because a lot of the games were tight.
Right.
But they played too many minutes, guys. And, I mean, damn, they only won by 2 points in the game to win it.
Yeah.
And that was a miracle in itself. They only scored 80 points in a win. Who scores 80 points? And that was game 7. That's when I started noticing, man, for all of these young bucks, man, they look awfully damn tired in the 7th game.
And rightfully so.
80, and they only scored 80 points to win that game, guys. I mean, shit, excuse my French. If the Jazz score 81, which is still well below the NBA average, Denver might have went home in the first round. They shot all their bullets, guys. The chamber is empty. I don't care who they're playing.
Is this a Kenny Atkinson situation, you guys, where we've seen Mike Malone take this team here, and we watch guys? Have they plateaued? Is he the guy to take them over the hump, or?
No.
Wow.
Malone ain't going away. Because guess what? As much as I'm talking about the Nuggets, they still got pieces that are growing. They still got pieces that are growing.
He falls into the Rick Carlisle bucket. He falls into the Rick Carlisle bucket because Rick Carlisle, to me, is not a good coach either. But because everybody is like clicking their heels and excited and over the moon about Luka getting good stats on a really shitty team, he ain't going anywhere. And I don't think that combination of him and Porzingis will ever live up to the hype because Porzingis is always hurt. Porzingis is like something. There's always something wrong with this dude. Like, and it's always when they really need him. When they really need him to step up, then all of a sudden he has like mysterious injuries.
Aaron Judge.
Wait, who the hell is Porzingis?
Yeah, Aaron Judge.
Well, he tore his meniscus again. That's like the third time in that knee. That's the third time in that knee.
I think Malone needs to hurry up and realize no more baby gloves. Michael Porter Jr. needs to be starting ahead of Millsap. Period. End of conversation. We baby glove this guy all year. I get it. The back. This kid is a pure talent, guys. I've been saying this for 2 years. Said it when he was in college. The Knicks took Knox instead of Porter. Wasted a year with Knox, where Porter sat on the bench. He was rehabbing. He sat on the bench. He watched the NBA game. This kid's a pure talent, guys.
Well,
Malone needs to wake up and say, hey, you know what, Millsap? We love you. Your better days are long behind you. And this kid right here, like as Cat Williams would say, right here, this kid right here, there's no way in hell you could sell me that Millsap starting over Michael Porter Jr. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll take it a step further, Dom. I'll take it a step further.
Uh-huh.
I think the combo should be him and Joker, and Murray should be the third wheel.
I can see that. I
think Murray should be the third wheel, and that kid come as starting with the Joker because he got a pure stroke.
Ooh.
He don't miss in the half court set. He shoot 3-pointers. He drive to the basket.
Athletic.
He's athletic.
Yeah.
He rebounds. He plays a little bit of defense.
Right.
So it's like I didn't understand like when he came in and he hit like 7 or 8 shots in a row with 3 or 4 of them being 3-pointers. I'm like, well, why isn't this kid playing more?
Exactly. I've been saying it all year.
That's why I asked the question: is Malone the guy to take them over the top?
Well, with or without Malone, they're not going over the top. Let's just keep it real. They're a very good team for the Western Conference. They're not a championship contender. As much as I like the Nuggets, I like what they're doing. I'm really liking this Michael Porter Jr. kid. Maybe I'm stuck, guys. I feel bad that I'm stuck, that I kept thinking the Knicks should have took that chance and said, hey, kid, you could rehab in Midtown Manhattan, come to the Garden, watch the flow of the game.
Let me just stop you. That would have never happened because you forget.
I'm just saying, and you still got Knick fans saying Knox is better than Porter.
Why
this kid is getting 9-10 rebounds in 16 minutes.
Like I said, don't forget. I don't care what anybody says. They can call me crazy, whatever the case may be, but just you never forget. Okay, the fact is, as long as a player can help this team, and that team I'm talking about is the Knicks compete, they're not gonna bring them to the Garden. You can forget it. They ain't bring them to the Garden. If they can help that team improve and compete, that player is gonna be long on that bench. I guarantee you.
That's changing this year.
You got to take into consideration with Michael Porter. He's not really whiteboard material right now. Like teams are not gearing up to stop him, so he's just coming in. He's playing with that second unit, so he's head and shoulders better in that second unit than any of those players. So yes, he's getting some nice stats, but what I'm talking about is the shot. I'm talking about the offense because that's translatable in the starting unit as well.
Right.
I'm not even talking about the rebounding and all that stuff because in the starting unit against starters, you ain't getting those rebounds like that. So he's too skinny, he's too light, so he ain't going in there commanding rebounds like that. In the second unit, yes, but his shot and his offensive game is too good to be in the second unit. Put Millsap in that second unit.
Bishop, he's 6'10", 210.
210 at 6'10.
Right. That's 6'10". That is
but what I'm getting at is he's big enough but he's just a pure talent, guys. I mean, you
can
look at the way this kid just flows around the court and say to yourself, you know what? This kid can really play. You know, he was highly touted going to college, in college, should have been a top 3 pick coming out of college. Hurt his back. People were skeptical. I get it. I do. But again, you're still taking a one and done, i.e. the Knicks. Knicks taking a Knox, who was a one and done. And he basically wasted a year. We could blame the Knicks. We could blame Santa Claus for not delivering the candy. But he just wasn't ready. Michael Porter Jr. was ready. And the greatest thing that happened to him was him sitting a year. Whereas Knox could have sat a year or played a year in Kentucky and came in a little more ready.
Yeah.
Porter was ready, guys. Oof.
I don't know if Porter can put on too much more weight because his back issue is something that's going to be a lifelong deal. He has a congenital, he has a degenerative back issue. As he grows older, it's going to get worse. And when you put on weight, even if it's just muscle mass, that doesn't help. So I don't know if he could ever be bigger than maybe 225.
Yeah, I don't think he has to be, guys. To be honest, if you can still pull down 10 boards a game, this kid's walking. Since the big thing is now with these double doubles, highly overrated stat. This kid's a walking double double. He's a walking double double coming off the bench with minimal minutes. The guy played 17 minutes the other day and almost had a double double. But you still had 10 rebounds. He did have a double-double in 17 minutes.
Look at the system he's in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
It's a free-flowing system.
Pure talent. Pure talent. Yeah. Bishop, we could take everything else out and just say, if you, and I'm pretty sure we all seen Knox for 2 years now. We've seen Porter for a year. And if you could tell me Knox is a better pure talent than Michael Porter Jr., I'm missing something.
Right.
I'm missing something. Because Knox has no motor. He don't move. He is the total opposite of Porter. When you see Porter on the court, you see a ball player. You see Knox on the court, you see he's like going through the motions.
All right.
Well, Let me ask this then, or let me make this statement. Let's see if Mike Malone, if their coach, makes the adjustment, because with Porter on the court, he's a mismatch.
Yes.
He's a mismatch.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Let's see if he makes the adjustment and put Porter in the lineup more, because he's a mismatch with anybody that the Clippers have.
Right.
And if you try to put Montrezl Harrell on him, that means he brings Montrezl out to the 3-point line, and now he's got to try to block a 6'10" guy rising with a 7-something wingspan trying to block his shot.
Right.
So, and that's how I started this, Bishop. He got to wake up and realize Millsap should be getting the minutes Porter's getting now. No knock against Millsap. It's just, the luck of the draw. This kid is better than you. He's better than you. He's younger than you. He's more athletic than you. It just is what it is, Millsap. Nobody's saying you're a scrub. This kid just happens to be better than you, and very quickly. I mean, this guy was putting up numbers, guys, in the bubble. But then again, he was putting up numbers during the season, coming off the bench, and everybody was like, But I always watched him because I had this bitter beer face in my system that the Knicks let him go and took Kevin Knox, who still hasn't showed us jack shit, excuse my French, in 2 years. But everybody says he's going to be the next Bernard King. No,
come on, stop it.
He's going to be the next Bernard, but I don't know if it's King.
That's not a fair comparison. It's not a fair comparison.
But that's why I kept watching this kid, guys.
Right.
Because I had that bitter.
If you had Porter in the Knicks system and he's 6'10" and he's shooting threes, and he's not making it nearly as much because he's trying to fight for shots with Julius Randle, and he's trying to fight for shots with whoever else is there, then maybe he's pressing and maybe he's not hitting those shots. And then it's like, well, we should have got Kevin Knox because we got a 6'10" guy, and the only thing he do is want to shoot threes.
But then again, Bishop, if the Knicks drafted Porter, knowing he was coming back, would they even have went and got a Randle?
Well, would they have developed him though? Would the Knicks? I'll put it like this: Who's the last guy the Knicks developed?
Chris Duhon.
Trey Burke. Trey Burke. In the G
No, Chris
League.
Duhon. You remember him, right?
No,
You
David
remember
Lee.
him, right?
Maybe
the
David
immortal
Lee.
Chris Duhon.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe David Lee. All jokes aside, maybe David Lee.
Maybe.
No, I'm serious. Like Chris Duhon. That was when Starberry. When
Come on,
D'Antoni put him in the starting lineup.
Stop.
It was Starberry.
No,
Stop.
no,
Please.
no,
Enough with Chris
No.
Duhon. Please stop it.
no. I would think it was. I would think it was David Lee. He was the only one that ever survived the Knicks for more than 5 minutes. I mean, they couldn't develop Curry.
So if Porter got drafted by the Knicks, I don't think he's the player. I don't think he becomes the player he is right now.
Probably not.
Good analogy. But take Porter, you don't get Randall, you get Thibodeau. Because I'm telling you guys, maybe it's just me hating Knox because they didn't draft Porter. But Knox got one foot on the banana peel and the other one out the door when Thibodeau comes in.
I hope
think
so.
Porter,
You ain't getting 2 more years to develop a motor.
I think the Knicks would have traded Michael Porter had he been there under Fizdale with that 9. Listen, we saw the way Fizdale cracked over guys. I mean, Trey Burke can play, and he nailed him to the bench. All right. I can see him doing something similar to Michael Porter and devaluing him to the point where, it's like, well, who the hell would want him? And granted, listen, we've had a couple of guys on this team past couple years who had a little bit of talent, and we watched the Knicks squander that talent. I mean, not remotely develop any of it. I mean, yes, there's been some bad guys, but we've had a couple of guys with some talent. And what did they do with that talent? Nothing. Let it go, traded it, or nailed it to the bench. And I'll go back to the kid all year last year. All we kept talking about, we didn't have anybody who could hit a jump shot. We had this kid, Brad Davis, who came out of college as a shooter. Okay, shooters always can shoot. Okay, and yet somehow they couldn't figure out a way to get this kid up here to make some shots. But yet, hey, Julius Randle, you just come down, dribble much as you want, jack up many shots as you want. Did we really want Michael Porter Jr. in that mess, in that nonsense?
And who was I don't know how to say his name, Ziggy, whatever the hell his name is. Who was his teammate at Michigan that didn't get drafted but is now in the second round of the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
Undrafted.
Exactly.
Shooting threes.
Yep.
Kicking Milwaukee's ass 5 out of 6 times this year.
Yep.
Undrafted. Shooter. But he was a shooter in college.
Right.
Yes.
Shooters can shoot. I always say that. Shooters can shoot. You don't have to teach that. They can shoot. And he can shoot.
A good organization looked at him and said, you know what? That's a shooter. We need a shooter. Come on over here.
Yeah, he can shoot.
Exactly.
I don't care if he was undrafted. He can shoot.
Right.
Because he didn't get drafted, it didn't mean he can't shoot no more.
Right.
Your loss, I'll gain. And guess what? He's in the second round.
There you go. Exactly.
Sweep Milwaukee and go to the conference finals as an undrafted shooter who is contributing. He's not just a undrafted player sitting next to, what's his name? Haslam. No, he's in the game contributing. They got 2 undrafted players on their team that are contributing. Nunn and Robinson.
Right.
Yeah. Go figure, guys. I mean,
and Nunn is not even playing up to his full potential because he coming back from an injury.
Right.
Yeah.
But that, again, this is the great thing, though, Bishop, when you bring up Nunn and what Spoelstra did right before our very eyes. The wheels were coming off of Nunn. He didn't even wait to get to the, changing horses in the middle of the race. He changed that shit when the playoffs started. Okay, Dragic, get in there.
Exactly.
Just like that. Hey, Gordon, you get in there and start. None, take a break. We'll call you when we need you. Just like that, guys. And you didn't see no change. Again, culture, system, coaching. They didn't miss a beat.
Yep.
Exactly. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut it down, shut it down, cut it out, whatever. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us again on In the Paint. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, we didn't have our boy Mac with his slow internet. but that's all right. I got
It's
always
dial
got
up.
to dial up. I got to shout that out. But that's but that's all right. Now I know I have a busy schedule this upcoming week, so I'm not sure if I'll be on. But I'm gonna try to convince Mac to definitely keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys will be here Monday, I believe, and Tuesday. But I'm not gonna be there. But definitely, hopefully, I can convince Mac to go on. Okay, so thank you guys. Peace out. Thanks for the people in the chat room. Thanks for people supporting. We appreciate. Hey, one love, stay blessed, and that's it, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.